Is it running? All right. All right. Sounds good. Well, good evening. Good Sunday afternoon for everybody. This is our first official episode of the Don's Early Light podcast. Riker came up with that name. I'll give you credit right away.
Good job, Riker.
So this is our first official episode. We filmed one in my living room, but that can turn out how you imagined. And so we got access to this, and it's a little bit better. So we'll give a little bit about ourselves, a little bit of PAC and our goals, and kind of go from there. So my name's Caleb Jashinsky. I'm the incorporator of PAC. 20 years old. Kind of got highly into politics after the death of Charlie Kirk. That's kind of where I met these guys, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Kind of how the PAC came along after meeting these guys. So a little bit about PAC, and then I'll hand it over to these two. PAC stands for Pax Americana Concordium. Roughly translates to a peaceful group of Americans. We are a 501c3, kind of just devoted to starting conversations with people that disagree with us. So that's the blunt of it, and we'll get into a little bit more of the details once these two introduce themselves. So, you guys go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. My name is Cooper LaReger. I am 23 years old. I got into politics strongly after the death of Charlie Kirk, but before that, I was kind of a passive conservative observer. I'd watch his content and stuff, and I was a conservative. I was in touch with politics, but I was not active in my beliefs or anything like that. Nothing. If somebody asked me my political beliefs, I would just say, "Oh, I'm conservative," but I would never delve into any sort of details about that. But now, if somebody would ask me, I would, that I love doing this. I love talking about politics. It's definitely a passion of mine. And PAC is certainly, in my opinion, going to be a very, very productive funnel for that passion. Pax Americana Concordium is going to allow me to express my political beliefs, but then almost as importantly, if not as importantly, hear the political beliefs of those who differ from me, and the whole kind of goal of PAC is to do what Charlie Kirk did, in a sense, which is to have an open dialogue with people who may disagree with any sort of point we may have, whether that be something as serious as abortion or, or something as unserious as, LeBron Jordan or, literally anything. So that's a little bit about me. I'll pass it on to Riker.
So I'm Riker Jones. Caleb, Cooper, and I kind of started this organization. A lot of the name, color, the meaning behind the organization was really behind me. I'm a college student of these guys. The organization was created as kind of our own form of Turning Point USA. We're proud supporters of the organization, but we wanted a bit more freedom and liberties to be able to speak on topics that we want to speak without regulation. And we all kind of came to this idea after Charlie Kirk's death and after getting to do a lot of tabling events and talking to people, both who agreed and disagreed with us. And we came to find a strong common passion in talking and debating with people, and the form that Charlie Kirk represented through universities all across America. And I hope, as a proud member of this organization, as it grows, we can maybe not be equal to Turning Point USA, although that would be awesome, but be able to gain influence and be able to talk to people across America, universities, but also political figures, and just the average American, so that we can get an idea of what we want out of a future of America. And that's where I stand.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, well said. I mean, we're all in our early 20s, so the future of America definitely matters a lot to us. So a little bit about early PAC, kind of pre-PAC even. Like they mentioned briefly, we met through Turning Point. I was planning on going. I know Riker was planning on going prior to our first Turning Point meeting at UNO, but Cooper wasn't. It was kind of a funny story.
Yeah.
Should I share? Yeah, go for it.
So to make a long story somewhat brief, After Charlie Kirk died, I got inspired to go to my alma mater, Midland University, with a sign that said that I'm conservative and with an invitation to debate me or to talk to me. I got kicked out and trespassed for sitting there talking to people with that sign, so I couldn't go back to Midland anymore. So I was looking at public universities around the area, and Midland is located in Fremont, and University of Nebraska Omaha is located in Omaha. So one day I went to the University of Nebraska Omaha with my sign, sat there at the big old clock tower, kind of right in the middle of campus, and that's where I met the president of the Turning Point chapter there. His name is Jace. He's a wonderful guy. But at that meeting that I was invited to by Jace, I met Caleb, and I don't think I met you there.
No,
but
we met.
But you were there.
Our first tabling event together is when we met.
Yeah,
I was gonna say because I went up. We were both sitting in the back, and I went up to.
Yeah,
Cooper,
I sat
saw
right
the
next to
whiteboard, I was
Caleb,
like,
yeah.
I kind of want to do that, and so we went out and did it one day. We sat together out by the clock tower.
And I almost didn't go because I thought I was too late because I was having good discussions with people. But I thought I'll go see anyway in case they're still meeting. So I came in super late.
Yeah.
And met Caleb. So bit of divine providence in my opinion.
Yeah, and then after that first tabling, we made that group chat. So Riker was like, "Hey, I want to come out and do it with you guys," and
Yeah.
there you go. So we started tabling. I started out with the whiteboards by the clock tower. Then that kind of digressed into actually bringing the table, carrying the table,
Yep.
all the way over to the
Getting spat on.
getting
all
spat
the good
on,
stuff.
all the good stuff. There's plenty of stories there. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, we'll
but-
get into those later.
We will, but it was a great experience. That like early, like we're just out there, really just in the trenches, like bringing our own table, our own chairs,
Yeah.
like just hanging out. So now, 2026. Now that we have our own organization, which we started towards the end of last year, I'm saying like mid-November, we started this, and we're like, we
Yeah.
want to do our own thing, be able to have our own funds and talk about what we want to talk about and kind of do it our way.
We met in mid-September, right after Charlie's death. Just
Started
for
this in
some
November. So really
context.
like 2 months. We knew each other for 2 months. We're like,
Yeah,
business.
Let's go into business together.
Nonprofit.
Well, not business, but you know,
I
somewhat.
remember when you and I were having a conversation about it because we would talk like late at night about it, and we just really want to do our own thing. We brought you upon it. You were all for it,
Yeah.
and that's kind of when we knew.
Yeah, I brought it
Yeah.
up like super early on. I was like, I kind of want to do my own thing. And everybody was like, no, we'll start it with Turning Point. And then
Yeah.
as that went on, we're like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so Gigi behind the desk too, she's helping with a lot of our stuff. She's helped with quite a bit.
Yeah, shout
So
out
we've got
Gigi.
it Good. Shout out Gigi.
El
We've got it
Presidente
good.
of Venezuela.
That's right. Yeah, she will be the new president. Just you guys wait.
Appointed. Yeah.
Um,
2026 pack. We've got a couple of different plans. We can talk about those very briefly. We want to table more. We want to interview lots of people. We want to get some maybe bigger names. We've got a couple people like senators that are local to us. And yeah, just hit the ground kind of running this new year. Maybe going a couple different places like Lincoln, you know, some places that are more local.
other
Iowa,
local colleges.
other local
Minneapolis?
colleges, Minneapolis
Public
maybe.
squares.
Yeah, go there. Field trip.
I would love to do a tabling event in Minneapolis.
Jake Lang just got
I just saw that.
lynched pretty much.
You see,
Yeah,
who's
he-
the guy that just got stabbed? Was that him too?
That was
Or-
him too. He
Yeah,
got his head cut
stabbed.
open.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys want to add to?
Well, certainly, yeah. I think that 2026 is going to be a year where we find out who really cares about making a difference in politics, or who was just a spark kind of got lit in them with the death of Charlie Kirk for a few months, and now that it's fizzled out. You know, it really matters to me a lot that you know that he was killed, and the shooter wins if nobody does anything about it. So you could say this is all to spite the shooter or something, but I guess there's a little bit of that in there. But definitely 2026 is, I hope, for America's sake, is the year where people begin to see civil dialogue come back into a place of normalcy in culture. There's already a spirit of that slowly and smallly being fostered at UNO. Just the other day, we tabled if you want to call it that. We sat in the student center with a sign, but they forced us to move because we didn't reserve a spot. And when we moved, the discussion lasted over there for like another half hour. So, and there's a lot of regulars. There's a lot of people who like to come and talk. So I think, what we're doing is not, has not, there's already been tangible effects, and there's already been a spirit of dialogue and political discourse that has become a little bit more normal on UNO campus. So
Well, yeah, we already know quite a few people by name on campus. We get recognized by people. So, I mean, that matters.
yeah. So what we're doing is, in my opinion, just an objective good. Just talking with people and discussing the issues of the day. And that's what I want 2026 to continue to do.
So I'll agree. 2026 is the year of after everything is kind of heated off. 2025 we're again over the election. A lot of people are upset about that, and it led into the unfortunate assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'm quite thankful that no one talks about the shooter, and that we talk more about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I think that is an interesting thing about a lot of assassinations. A lot of people trying to do a lot of change, but they get forgotten. John F. Kennedy. We don't talk about the shooter. We talk about JFK. Abraham Lincoln. We don't talk about the shooter. We talk about Abraham Lincoln and Charlie Kirk. We don't talk about the shooter. We talk about Charlie Kirk because there's a reason they were killed, and they are remembered for why they were killed and why we have to continue following what they established. The rest of 2026 is going to be an interesting year. I'm joining the military in April, so I'll be off and on, kind of a guest star of my own, I guess. But I'm hoping, although there is a lot of heat, the fire rises in the nation with a lot of controversial issues, that there's more dialogue than action being put forth in America. We are the country of open debate and open speech, not the country of mob rule.
Yeah.
Well, with that, let's kind of pack out of the way.
So our guest star today is a close friend of myself, which is Maddie.
I'm Maddie. I'm a friend of Rikers since middle school. Yeah, 8th grade, I believe. I am 21, about to turn 22. And I'm here for fun.
I just got doxxed.
We'll cut it out. We'll fix it in post.
First episode, I get doxxed. I knew this was doomed.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't either. Yeah,
I used to go by
There you go.
long ago. And another time.
A different man.
Yeah.
Different time.
I had to run
space.
away from my home.
Really?
Officially, officially, I'm in Argentina.
Whoa. This guy's with Mossad.
I'm
man.
kind of kidding.
Oh.
Fully believed in. But
Okay, so I mean, do we want to get into the kind of political portion of the podcast here? We can talk about some issues of today, maybe some fun ones too, if we have time for it.
All of the spicy ones.
I know these two are quite fond of, or not fond of the moon landing, but that's for a different time. I guess we can start it off with kind of the hottest button issue right now, which is what's going on with ICE in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think that that's definitely the kind of at the front of our.
That's the hot button issue
whoa.
today right now.
Yeah, it's it's kind of at the front of all the news sources. So
I would like to say there's a whole playlist dedicated to that on Spotify right now.
oh wait, what?
It's anti-ice.
Oh, okay.
But there's even a whole song that, the Ice Ice Baby song.
Yeah.
Someone made a No Ice Ice Baby song.
Wow.
That's just all about that.
Incredible.
Creative.
I listened to it on the drive here.
That's the important thing.
All right, so I guess let's kind of go down the line, kind of keep it short and sweet, but let's kind of give some opinions on what's going on there. Let's start with let's start with the guest.
Yeah.
Maddie, what are your thoughts on
I
what's going
think
on?
This is the beginning of civil war.
Okay.
I've heard. I don't remember the name of the gas. I know the abbreviation is HC, but they're using this gas, which is a nerve gas, and they're deploying that on citizens, and it's considered a a weapon in combat war. And so, with that being said, that's federal versus civilian. That was the beginning of Civil War.
So are you in favor of what's going on, or
No.
are you strongly against?
Strongly against
Okay.
it. Well, who wants a civil war? Well, I
Well-
mean, I guess I kind of want a civil war, but I prefer
Whoa.
peace.
Yeah, okay. If I could prod a little bit, who are you kind of against? Are you against the people that are
I'm against
rioting, or are you against the people trying to...
people aren't rioting, in my opinion. They're protesting and they're getting attacked for it.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, I've seen multiple protesters get guns put in their face without any kind of physical interaction previous to that. One man, there was a. Sorry, this is supposed to be brief. You said, yeah.
I mean, we can, you know,
This
brief is
This
subjective.
is going to be one of our main topics. And
Yeah.
it's topical,
It's
so
a big one.
yeah.
I think it's a fear factor based off of there was this priest, and this is a white man, right? And he was protesting, and he was detained and thrown into the back of the car. And they said something along the lines of, "Are you afraid yet?" And he said, I don't remember what he said. I think he said no, but that part doesn't matter. Their response was, "Well, it's okay, because you're white. You wouldn't be any fun anyway." And then they just let him go. And that says something.
There's like a video of this?
It's their source.
It's his testimony. It's not a video
okay.
that actually happened.
Okay, so hearsay.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Hearsay, yes.
But
Okay.
I guess that does kind of spark the larger issue of when do you draw the line on, or where do you draw the line rather of being for control or being for the people's right to protest how they want. Me personally, I think that the protests are definitely unlawful. They're going into the roads. They're impeding on federal investigations.
People traffic.
Yeah, quite significantly. But you know, I also feel that deploying a nerve gas is definitely probably a little extreme for most circumstances, unless like there's gunfire going on. But I think, you know, there's you know, both sides have some
Yeah.
you know, credence to what they're saying.
Okay. So I'm more of a federalist, as you know.
Yes, we are aware.
So while I stand by the United States Constitution, the use of nerve gas, specifically tear gas, is nothing new when it comes to policing, not by just federal agents, but by police. It is a common weapon that is used to disperse large crowds, either riots or uncontrolled protests. If a protest, it does not have to become violent, but if a protest gets too large that it poses as a danger to the public or to police officers, federal agents, National Guard, whatnot, it is deemed by law, and has been since like the 60s, a riot, and therefore it can be treated as a riot. And ever since, no matter how controversial it is, ever since the civil rights movement, and even before then, back in the 20s, forms of tear gas was used simply to disperse. It is not inherently a danger to the people that is used against. It will temporarily make you blind and will make you sweat and have your I don't remember the glands that cause tears, but it basically makes you tear up. And it's all it is a crowd control tactic.
Gotcha. So this when you said nerve gas, I thought it was something more severe than tear gas.
No,
Yeah.
I've heard tear gas. I've heard
Yeah.
anything worse than.
So the official term of tear gas isn't actually tear gas; it's a scientific term. There are many different types of tear gas. They're all pretty much used for the same purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was like mustard gas or something.
No. If they did, it would be all over the news.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
tear gas that we see used against civilians is typically the same tear gas they do in the chambers. So when you go to boot camp in the military,
Yeah.
they
Yes.
put you in a chamber, they seal the door, and they make you take off your gas mask and inhale the chemicals. That is the same chemicals that is used against civilians. It cannot kill you. It cannot harm you in any form, like blinding you, causing brain
It could
damage.
definitely harm you, but like nothing to last, like leave.
It's minuscule and does not last long.
Right. Yeah.
The only way it can be used against you in a harmful way is if someone literally locked you, put a mask on you, and made you breathe it 24/7. Then yeah, but that's not what's happening.
So yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, yes.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Yeah.
I'm
That's true.
pretty sure like SWAT, especially in bigger cities.
Yeah.
has tear
We
gas.
see LAPD use
Like
it all the
LAPD
time.
and
Yeah.
NYPD.
Oh yeah. There's. I mean, yeah. I'm familiar with tear gas being used, but so when you said that you think that they're, so what makes you think that the protest, what they're doing, is justified?
Well, it's in the Constitution. We have the right to protest.
Sure.
I mean, I don't believe that people should go as far as, being physical. But, I mean, going in the streets, though, that's, you get your message out. You're impeding, I guess, yes, you are interrupting people's daily life, but you're not harming anybody. That's protest.
I think that there was a story about a 6-month-old that was in a car that was being blocked by protesters, and they had to disperse the crowd, and so they used tear gas, and so the baby was tear gassed because they were in the car surrounded by protesters. Yeah, which is unfortunate, but it does, I think, give credence to the fact that the protesting in the street and blocking people's ability to travel to and from where they need to go, especially in such an urban environment, I think clearing them out of the streets is totally justified. If they want to go to a park or something, that's totally different, or some sort of public square, I think that's totally different. But with that on top of actively funneling around ICE agents trying to do their job. And I mean, people have been kicked, people have been assaulted, ICE agents have been, pushed around and
Well, I think that's a big
things
problem,
thrown at them.
too. I mean, the ICE agents are trying to use the roads too, and so that's impeding on their work. So big.
To continue on all of that with some law stuff, many states and the Supreme Court are pretty much agreeing that if you protest on an active roadway that is commonly used for normal day travel, it is illegal. And that states like Florida say if you protest, mass group on a highway or any form of road where people need to use that road, they have full legal right to drive you over because people need to get to work. People need to get to hospitals. If you're having a pregnancy, you need to get to the hospital. If your family...
Any other medical emergency.
Any medical issue. And the Supreme Court is kind of behind. A lot of states beat the Supreme Court to this, but the Supreme Court is finally pretty much agreeing that protesting is perfectly fine until you disrupt normal day life of people, because you are no longer protesting in good faith.
Gotcha.
As long as you're protesting in good faith, meaning you are not affecting normal day people's lives, you should be fine. But protesting in roads and stopping traffic, that is a problem. And then on to the federal agents. This goes for police officers and National Guard. If your protesting interferes with an investigation or ongoing operation being done by federal agents and police officers, and especially federal agents, it is a crime. They are allowed to arrest you if you are intervening or stopping them from doing their job. They are allowed to grab you and put you in handcuffs. This isn't new. Don't get in their way.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on from the protesting and rioting to what ICE is actually doing there. I believe us three fairly agree pretty handedly that we're in favor of what ICE is trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Maddie, what's your stance on this?
I don't agree with what ICE is doing. Personally, I don't. At one point in time, and I guess to a level, I just still do agree with the original law of immigration. What they were supposed to be doing of getting illegal immigrants out, or especially dangerous or drug trafficking, whatever. With that being said, actually, I'm gonna trail a little bit.
Sure.
So, funny enough, the U.S. was, and I recently found this out due to some small research. But the U.S. was working with a specific Mexican cartel from 2000 to 2012, right? Allowing them to operate in the U.S. in exchange for intel, and they were not getting punished for it. That's 12 years that they allowed them in and out of our country, allowing this thing to happen that they're now trying to stop. And at the same time, they were providing Mexico with weapons to fight these cartels that they were allowing to operate. So they're kind of playing both sides here.
Classic
And now,
America.
right.
Yep.
And now they're acting like it's this issue that just, that, I don't know, that got out of hand, which it did, but they caused, so.
I'm very unfamiliar with this.
So I am a little familiar, but I do want to say the administrations have changed quite a bit from then.
Yeah, from then,
And-
but that still was a 12-year pathway, over a decade, allowing this thing to happen. So obviously, business is going to grow with that. They meet more people, they do more deals, business grows.
So is it wrong that the modern day administrations are trying to reverse the sins of the father? Or should we just let it continue?
I don't think they are, though. I think they're just trying to start something, and that was just the opening for it. All
A
of a
big
sudden.
problem is like the cartels are obviously a big issue, but it was also 2000 or 2020 to 2024 where we let in 30 plus million illegals across the border.
I'm not sure on the figure.
I think it was, I want to say like 32 or something.
I'm not going to say anything for fact.
Yeah, I can't
Yep.
be 100% confident on that number, but
Fact check us.
yeah, but quite a few illegal immigrants. During
Yeah,
during the
a few
Biden
dozen at
administration.
least.
I think that does a lot of damage to our economy. It allows people to pay less for immigrants to do certain jobs. Like that, I feel like is very damaging as a whole. We see like the traffic incidents that are going up a lot. Like there's a lot of issues that I think that brings too.
Yeah, there's many issues with illegal immigration.
Yeah, just an influx of a lot of people that you can't really.
Well, and the fact that the government doesn't know you're here.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, especially so if you are committing even minor crimes, they don't know who you
And
are.
on top of that, a lot of states that are not enforcing voter ID law, obviously they'll allow a lot
Election
of these illegals.
integrity becomes an
Exactly.
issue, yeah.
Which goes against our constitution altogether.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I
then the
mean,
states that are issuing them like driver's license, that's a
Yeah.
huge issue.
Yeah.
So,
The CDL.
it's also
yeah,
unfair.
yeah.
It's also incredibly unfair to legal immigrants who do things the right way.
Yeah.
And people cut in line. I mean, some people wait years and years to become American citizens. They do it the right way, but
we have had this
somebody-
conversation with Abdallah, who
Yeah.
he'll be on. Both of his parents do cancer research.
Wow.
And they couldn't come over for I think like 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Like his dad had to come over and like literally like prove his worth for his family to be able to come over.
Yeah.
And then people just walk over. So,
yeah, it's incredibly unfair to legal immigrants, and it's also unfair to the people who are doing it to themselves. A lot of illegal immigrants do not work at jobs that have unions or have safety, OSHA safety standards in place. They work a lot of very dangerous jobs because they're illegal and they don't want a federal body to come in and make sure that the work environment is this way or that way. A lot of it is agricultural, a lot of it is construction, but they're working in very unsafe environments for very low wages. You can't enforce minimum wage on illegal immigrants because the government doesn't know they exist. So it's unfair to them in that stance too. If they came here the legal way, they would have those protections that the government offers in the workplace. So. But yeah, the kind of back to the heart of the issue. So you're not in favor of what ICE is doing largely.
No.
Why is that?
Well, they're doing it wrong. There's a lot of reasons.
Like the method that they're doing it?
They're like, you say, the things that the
God bless you.
immigrants are doing are against the Constitution, but the way that ICE is handling things are also against the Constitution. The way that the president's handling things is against the Constitution.
So I would like to talk about that. I'm a big
I'm
Constitution
cool
guy.
with that too.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
read
the
up on it,
Constitution.
Yeah. So, what specifically is against the Constitution? What is happening that it is banned under the Constitution?
Okay. One, I know for sure, because I'll try to stay factual.
Okay.
The freedom of press, media is now, I mean, media has been manipulated for years, but media is now openly being manipulated. And then on top of that, we have the press in the Department of War, is it now, right? Department of War? Yeah? Okay.
Pete Hegseth.
PXF.
Yeah.
He's the secretary.
He's the Secretary of War.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Used to be defense.
No, but the press has been, they have to sign or like sign off on whatever information they give out, right? I saw a little spark. But yeah, that, in my opinion, that is by definition, I guess that's not an opinion, but that is the freedom of press being taken away.
So, it's not. This is why.
That's a great YouTube. It's not. And this is why.
Oh, Riker.
So the freedom of press is not allowed in the Pentagon. It's never been allowed in the Pentagon. It's never been allowed inside the White House. They're federal buildings that hold classified information. Therefore, the media does not have freedom there. It is granted. It's always been like that. It's so that the media cannot to get their hands on private information, classified information, and release it. That could endanger the sovereignty and a lot of the secrets of America that can be given out to foreign countries, both friend and enemy, and be used against us. Because this is stuff that has happened before. We cannot trust all of our allies, and we definitely cannot trust our enemies. And therefore, when the press is given, they are granted permission into buildings like the Pentagon, especially, where the Department of Defense, the Department of Intelligence, and other departments work with highly classified information. This is a building where you have to be background checked 20 times over to even get through the front door.
This is where they discuss war plans and
Exactly.
operational plans. Like
This is where we figured out how to take out Osama bin Laden. This is how we got Maduro. This is how we handle a lot of foreign threats that we don't even know of. So when the media is allowed in there, it is a privilege. The same thing is with the White House. When you're allowed in the White House, you are being let into the house of the most powerful man in the world. Therefore, there are safety checks that have to be put in place. They have to make sure that when you're coming in, you're not going to do something that's going to impede on the integrity of the White House and its security. And you're not going to release information that's either biased information's okay, and misinformation happens all the time. That's media. But information that could actually harm the integrity of the White House itself, not the president, the White House and what it stands for, is something the United States government will not stand for. It doesn't matter who's sitting in the office. And I can agree to an extent that maybe there's some questionable use of that power, but we have seen every president do this. Trump, Biden, Obama, especially Obama, because he held a bunch of secret files on Germany, because he used the CIA to listen to the chancellor at the time, Angela Merkel. Yep, to listen to a lot of her conversations because Germany was leaning towards Russia over America with oil, and Obama used CIA assets to get information on Germany.
Is that like confirmed?
Yeah, this was released during his second term.
Interesting.
Yeah, forgotten because it was already explored. So, but the media being manipulated, agreed. It's bought out. One side is controlled by the right, one side is controlled by the left. There is no middle because they get bought out or they do not make the news, so they die out from financial reasons.
Fair.
So, what do you think of that?
So you said that they do this, every president has done this, with the press, as far as in the Pentagon.
All the way back to the Truman era.
Okay, so why was it such a big deal now then? If this happens,
Why
every
is
term-
everything a big deal now?
Because of Trump.
Bingo.
I don't know.
They just wanted.
There was a huge press
they hate Trump.
walkout
Yeah.
because of it,
Trump hate
because of
effect.
this new document that they had to sign. That just doesn't seem like routine to me.
So we're seeing a lot of things. So I am proud to say that almost everything that's happened this year is not new. Is things that have happened in America before in one shape or form.
Well,
Deportations for sure. I mean,
History
Obama-
repeats itself.
I mean,
Obama, Clinton,
Obama,
Bush,
The deportations are.
Obama is still the largest deporter.
the deported.
Trump is not even close
Deported
yet.
chief.
But Obama still did it more
he did it the
humanely.
exact. No, he did it the exact same
if not
way.
a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
same-
There's a CNN like piece where they tag along with ICE agents. This is in 2014 or 12, something like that. 2014 or 2012, where they go along with ICE agents on raids. And it's a CNN piece.
Okay, I have not seen this.
I wouldn't
I would
be-
love to show you.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Vice News. Back when Vice News was awesome, and they would go to
Back in
like
the old days of
yeah,
Vice,
Vice
man. Oh
News
my
used to be
gosh.
amazing. That's all I used to
Their
watch.
Snapchat story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, Vice used to be legit. They suck now. But
Yeah.
this is nothing new. Especially if we want to go by the precedent that Obama set. I mean, Obama, his nickname among certain circles is the deporter in chief because of how many people he deported.
And how fast he did it.
Yeah, and how efficiently he deported people, which not a lot of when I say this, people kind of give me that same look. They go, "Whoa, really?" And you can corroborate this with your own research if you'd like, but I believe he deported over like 10 million illegal immigrants,
Well, I know the number is higher than it still is now.
and Trump has
so.
deported 1.5.
with 1 million self-supports.
Yep.
So I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
so forcible deportations is 500,000.
yeah. I
I,
know.
mean,
I,
I
saw,
don't know. I don't know too much about Obama. Sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I think when I saw that number, it was at least like 5 million, if not more. So yeah. I
Or
just
maybe
agree- I
Clinton was
just agree.
10.3.
No, I'll be clear. Like when I'm not the biggest fan of Trump as a person.
Yeah,
We all agree.
he's an
Yeah,
a-hole. Like,
Yeah, we all agree with that.
But
I love him. Though.
and I'm definitely not one of those guys like, oh, but I'll defend Trump just because I like him. I will defend Trump because I stand by the policies, and I'll stand by the fact that a lot of the stuff that's happening isn't new.
And his voice is fine.
And
His voice
that
is
too. But the thing is, we go back to Trump's first term. Nobody cared about Trump until the moment he said he was running for president. I mean, Trump used to be a Democrat. Hell, a lot of these
He's a
Democrats.
90s Democrat.
Yeah, and a lot of the Democrats that we see today, we can find videos and photos of these guys hanging out with Trump or publicly supporting him before he started running for president. So it was only until he started running for president that everybody went against him.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, you saw it right from the start. I mean, there was this entire wave of attack on Trump. and only
We
Trump.
saw it from the right too, the
Oh,
Republican
yeah,
Party.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
It was universal at the
because
time.
it started where nobody thought you could win.
Oh
Everyone
yeah,
was like,
I
"Oh."
remember
I-
being a freshman in high school thinking that it was a joke. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Trump's running for president. That's funny.
A non-politician running for, well, here's the thing: he did it the American way. Anyone can run.
Grassroots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He did it the way the founding fathers wanted it to be done, and he won.
Yeah.
Because that's what the American people
And since
wanted.
then, with RussiaGate, which is a confirmed hoax now,
Yep.
with the calling him a racist, with the good people on both sides, which has been thoroughly debunked.
The rape allegations.
Yeah, the rape allegations, the which there are tons. The gosh, what else did they try to get him on in
felonies.
2016? Yeah, the felonies, the tax stuff. I mean, no other president has been attacked like that by the media, and I'd be hard pressed to think that there ever will be again.
They still lost.
For some reason, I mean, Trump. Well, I think I know the reason. I think I know the reason. It's because Trump is a big middle finger to the status quo, and the fact that he got elected means that politicians aren't safe anymore to just be politicians. They actually have to follow through with what they mean. and
No
what
more
they
career
say.
politicians.
No more career politicians, which there's huge money to be made in that. And
Yeah.
where there's huge money to be made, there is going to be a lot of corruption, which the media is, I mean, they are a huge mouthpiece for career politicians.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interconnected money there. So it doesn't surprise me that it happened, but when it did happen, I think it was a big wake up call for a lot of Americans, at least a lot of Americans that were paying attention. So, okay,
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
that's it. That's any more things you want to talk about ICE or deportation?
Probably, but not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me ask one thing then. If the stuff that happens in Minneapolis gets resolved and kind of it becomes a little bit more peaceful, which hopefully it does. Would you still support deporting illegal immigrants?
150-50 on the idea in general of deporting illegal immigrants, just because our land is stolen, right? But I mean, all land is stolen. Yeah. All land is stolen, right?
Settled.
You know, first come, first serve, whatever. But technically, there were people here before, so it's just, I don't know. And that's
You'd say
also
that
kind
about
of a
any
repeating
country,
thing
though,
too.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
No flag doesn't have blood on it.
Yeah.
but at the same time, to be like, okay, well, you cross over these lines. Why can't we
Should you
just get
self-deport,
them
do you think?
to what?
Should you self-deport then by that logic, do you think? I'm going to assume you're not Pawnee, which would be the tribe or the Omaha tribe that held this land. But, I mean, they took it over from the Pawnee, which probably, I think, took it over from the Arapaho, which then, there's...
It probably took it
sorts
from
of-
yeah.
I mean, so
Touche.
there's a lot of things to consider with that logic. I mean, you're here, so yeah, I don't believe you're Native American.
No. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm not, a factor, or not a factor, but is it a factor? I don't know. Yeah, a product of that, but yeah. I don't know. That kind of goes into another argument, but I'm trying to stay focused on the ICE thing.
We can flow.
Let's-
I mean, if you have something you want to say,
Is America stolen land?
that's a good topic. Do we want to expand on that?
Well, that's not exactly where I was going. I think it's hypocritical because we are on stolen land, and now Trump's also trying to steal basically everyone else's land in some way or
Purchase legally.
Purchase. As
I
America
guess.
has
I
done
mean-
for all of its history.
another. Venezuela, he just kind of kidnapped the leaders and was like,
Who's won it
now
for
we
$50
run
million?
it. Right.
And
Trump
is-
won it for $40 billion. So, I mean, unofficially, that's a bounty. But
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm gathering my
who's on
thoughts.
stolen
Somebody
land?
else.
So, man,
Yeah, Maduro is on stolen land too.
yeah, Maduro, he was not democratically elected. He stole that power, and nobody in that country wants him as a leader. They all
Nobody wants Trump as a leader either.
I do.
I'm pretty sure over half of America voted for
Gigi
him.
does.
And Venezuela.
In Venezuela, no one voted for him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they don't want Maduro. They don't want Trump either.
Why did they celebrate Maduro being taken away?
Because they don't want
Why
Maduro.
did they celebrate and wave American flags and thank Trump publicly? There are many videos of them.
In Venezuela,
Yeah.
or Venezuelans outside of Venezuela?
No, in
Well,
Congress.
oh wait,
struggled
to
to
go
find
on
any
that.
videos
To go
made.
on that.
Oh, I
why
have a
why are
ton,
there
yeah.
Venezuelans outside of Venezuela? Why are they celebrating? Because they fled a dictatorship.
Yeah. I'm not saying the previous leader was better. I'm saying the new leader isn't any better.
Machado.
Machado?
No, Trump.
Trump
Trump
is.
went.
Well,
not gonna be the leader of Venezuela.
technically, Marco Rubio is the
Rubio,
news.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trump said in a reporter or a journalist asked him. He said, or she said, who is going to be the new leader? And he said, don't ask me that because that's controversial. And she said, what does that mean? He says, or no, she said, who's going to be in charge? And he said, don't ask me, that's controversial. And she goes, what does that mean? And he said, that means we're in charge.
America is in charge.
America
Yeah.
is in charge. Right. So he's
To oversee the peaceful transition of power,
oversee peaceful. He's not
which is
peaceful
what we did.
for anything.
Which is what we did for Germany. Which is what we did for the liberation of France and the Netherlands.
So after both the fall of Nazi Germany and the fall of the Warsaw Pact and the Soviet Union, the United States and much of NATO was there to making sure a lot of these nations would see a peaceful transition from what they were into relatively democratic republics instead of falling into anarchy, warlord nations like
or
we see.
Maduro Jr. would just pop up.
Or Maduro Jr.
Yeah, I guess on the flip side, what would happen if we went in there, we took Maduro, and they're like, all right.
There'd be a massive power
luck.
vacuum.
Yeah, if we
Civil War.
that's the thing. If we went and took out Maduro and we're like, okay, that's it. Russia and China would probably get involved, establish their own control because Russia and China are already allied with
There were
Venezuela.
Chinese diplomats on that night
Yeah.
that were in
Well, especially
Caracas.
because that's their oil.
and Venezuela owes $10 trillion to Russia.
Yep.
I mean,
Venezuela owns money to everybody.
they owe a lot of money to Russia.
The thing about the debt that I find funny is that, like, who's gonna come collect it? You know, who's gonna come collect America's debt?
Yeah, who is?
Come
Like,
take it.
I think
It-
the only reason we have a debt is because we allow ourselves to have a debt.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
You see, we like our interest.
yeah,
Yeah.
America. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could put up a big middle finger and say, come take your debt from
It's back
us.
to zero, guys.
Yeah, like they'd be like, oh,
We could enforce a
okay.
gold standard on the whole world and just make them all in debt to us.
and sorry,
reverse.
tangent. But yeah, with so I guess another topic that's kind of hot button right now is Venezuela. Do we want to transition to
Yeah,
Venezuela?
we can definitely talk about.
Yeah, do you have any?
Sure. I just have a lot of opinions personally.
Okay.
Sure.
That's
Yeah,
fine,
and
yeah.
No, that's what this is
we're
all
here- That's
about.
what we're here to hear. So here, Caleb, you've been kind of quiet. How about
Dude,
you?
it's my stuffy nose. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just listening.
Caleb's a little sick, unfortunately.
Sorry, these are topics I just
blood.
love.
That's
So
okay.
So Caleb, how about you? You give your opinion on what happened in Venezuela.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of benefits to it. I mean, first of all, we're strengthening our Western Hemisphere, which is what America's always been about.
Monroe Doctrine.
Securing our Western Hemisphere.
manifest destiny.
Making sure we don't have another like Cuban Missile Crisis or some other foreign government invade our zone. It was very fast, efficient. No lives were lost on our side, and took an evil dictator out of the.
No civilians were either.
No civilians
It
were
was
killed.
all combatants.
Yep.
Yeah,
Enemy
it could have
combatants.
been a lot bloodier than it was, and I think it was very efficient. And
Man, we put Russia to shame. Their special military operation.
super good.
We're at 55 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Gigi.
But yeah, that's my stance. I think it was very beneficial, fast, efficient, and as preservative of our military troops as it could be.
And we blew up Chavez's memorial.
Yeah,
That was awesome. Was even part of the mission.
That's so funny to
Solve the
me.
wound.
I mean, that's just like the ultimate. Like, we just wasted like $100,000 worth of taxpayer money on desecrating.
It was
people's
worth
jobs,
it.
which is great. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
100%.
I would if all the taxes I ever paid in my life just went to destroying Hugo Chavez's grave.
That's like 15 cents a person.
I want the GoPro footage.
I want an AI recreation.
A one for one.
Okay, so you said that you had a lot of opinions on what happened in Venezuela. I'm gonna assume you're not in favor of how the United States conducted themselves on the world stage.
No, I mean, it'd be cool. I get what he was. I get there's a good side, right? They took in God
It wasn't just, like,
out
pure
of
evil.
office, right?
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's a lot of underlining purposes and plans that are not in the light right now and that are going to come into play later on. For example, he's also wanting to take Greenland. So Greenland, Venezuela. He said something about Cuba being next. I was kind of
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Cuba's always been kind of on the table.
Yeah.
51st
Cuba, just like Venezuela, used to be our ally until socialists took over.
Yeah.
But this seems like dictatorship to me. Why can't people just have their land? Why is everything being America? Or like the Gulf of America that he did too.
So Venezuela and Cuba, I guess the Gulf of America thing is just
That was a
that's
troll.
just- yeah,
That
it's a
was
troll,
amazing.
obviously, But the thing about Venezuela and Cuba is that they are run by actual dictators. That it's their way, or they're going to throw you in jail for the rest of your life and make you work yourself into an early grave,
Or kill you.
or just kill you, or
Yeah.
run you over with an armored personnel carrier.
Yeah. Or generational kill.
I mean, you talk to any Cuban refugee, a lot of them are located in like southern Florida, Miami, things like that. But they are going to say nothing but horrible things about their life in Cuba. I mean, these people risk their lives traveling from raft from Cuba up to the Florida Keys through a very dangerous section of water, which is that area between Cuba and Florida. There's a lot of storms that happen there, a lot of hurricanes, obviously. but-
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Bermuda Triangle's around there.
Nessie.
What did you say, Nessie?
That's the wrong place.
It's in Scotland, all right. It's in another hemisphere. But anyway, they are fleeing genuinely horrifying conditions, politically, physically, religiously. The same goes for Venezuela. When we took out Maduro, and I have tons of videos saved on my phone, but like the Venezuelan people were waking their loved ones up, crying tears of joy, and like
I did see some of those
Oh,
videos,
yeah.
but I didn't know if they were in Venezuela. But now there's protests happening.
well, a
that
lot
I've
of them
seen
weren't in
too.
Venezuela because they fled Maduro and Chavez.
There's also not freedom of media or information in Venezuela, so a lot of people don't even have phones in Venezuela.
Yeah. And the living conditions in Venezuela got so bad. I think it was in 2018,
Like
somewhere around there.
We were talking about this. It is super prosperous.
How much does bread cost in Venezuela?
It's absurd. I don't have the actual number, but it's yeah. At one point, people had to resort to eating trash because of how bad things got there. Like this is a confirmed United Nations. There was a whole crisis that was put out. UN aid.
It is one of the
was brought
poorest
there.
countries in the world.
Yeah. And it
was
used
on-
to be.
yeah, I was gonna say, it was
It
on
used to be similar to like countries like Poland and other Eastern European countries in terms of economic output and standard of living. But where Poland went from a former socialist state run by the Soviet Union in part to a capitalist, firmly democratic nation, their standard of living went bananas.
They're
It's
now
one
one of the-
It's one of the best in Europe.
Yeah, they're one of the richest countries actually as of last year in Europe.
Yeah, Poland's doing wonderful, whereas Venezuela, which took a turn towards socialism and communism around the same time, went completely in the tank. And the standard of living there is not good, especially in the rural parts of Venezuela. However, you talk to any of these refugees, they will unequivocally tell you that they fled because of the dictatorial regime that has implemented these terrible policies.
Sure. I'm not saying that their previous conditions are worse than what their conditions are going to be. I don't think it is, but I don't think their conditions are going to be for the people by the end of the day. I think it's going to be for America, not for Cuba. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Venezuela. It's going to be for America rather than for Venezuela. I think that's wrong. Also, do you know that Donald Trump has a bank in Qatar that he's holding the Venezuelan money or the oil money in that only he can access and he's going to control, and he says he's going to disperse to Venezuela, which was supposed to happen like a few days ago. I haven't got an update on that though. I
So
don't know if
that
it's happened yet.
that makes sure the Venezuelan government doesn't be corrupt, and you do what they did in the 90s.
Why is it in Qatar?
Because a lot of countries use
Third party.
A lot of countries use Qatar as a third-party financial center. Almost every European government uses Qatar.
Criminals use Switzerland.
Is it criminal? Yeah. It's called the Nazis.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Nazi gold.
Yep.
Switzerland and Qatar are always used as third-party economic centers for the majority of modern first world and even some second world nations.
Okay. So, do you guys know about Donald Trump's, obviously you guys know more about Donald Trump before presidency. He was...
The Apprentice, his real estate.
Yes.
um,
So,
empire.
I didn't know about any of this until recently, and I watched a small documentary. But he has a history of kind of conning people when it comes to money, like loans and things like that, and then just leaving people with their hands out.
So he's a businessman.
And
Yeah.
yes, but an unfair one, which I guess that's business. But I don't know. It just seems like a trend, and I think that's kind of what's going to happen with Venezuela, because
That's a fair thing to be cautious about. I would just point you to the fact that Venezuelans are en masse in favor of what's happening. Even if they don't get the fairest deal out of the oil and everything, what America did for the average Venezuelan is going to completely outweigh 15-cent higher gas prices in Venezuela and 15-cent lower gas prices here in America.
Yeah, I mean, what we're gonna do for Venezuela and possibly Cuba is the same thing we're seeing in Argentina with Milei. I think that's how you say his name, or Milei.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The libertarian.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He's awesome.
The chainsaw.
Oh my god.
But also in El Salvador, as we're seeing with Bukele, I think.
Oh, I love El Salvador.
El Salvador is a pinnacle of what South America should be.
Yes. You South Americans, all 0 of you probably watching.
Oh, we got one.
Oh wait. Yeah. Never mind. We got a South American behind the camera right now.
A
so.
Latinx.
Yeah. One of our Latinx allies. Shout out Gigi.
El Presidente GG.
Yeah, El Jefe. Okay, well, that's anything else you'd like to add on to the whole Venezuela thing?
Not at the moment.
I think we could go on the
I
Greenland.
was saying, we
though.
can talk about Greenland briefly.
Yeah.
Too.
Just the fact that he's trying to take over, it seems like the world at this point. Not, I mean, not literally, but yeah, trying to take Greenland. He's talking about bombing Mexico, which, like, I get it, fight the cartels, but also
Cartels
they
are, like,
created
the
a
most
problem, and
evil
now they're
things.
like, well, look, we're gonna solve it by killing thousands
Trump didn't
of people.
create the problem, though, right?
No, but the government did, and he is now a part of that.
Yes, he's
so.
trying to
Yeah, he's trying to
reverse
rectify
it.
what
Yeah.
we did in the past.
Yep.
I
Are,
think that's
uh,
noble.
are the sins of the father
I think that's what we
damned
can look like.
to just be eternal? Or-
No, not necessarily,
exactly.
but it could definitely be solved in better ways than bombing. Like, we brought them the guns that sorry.
And we're canceled.
All right, wrap it up.
We're not going PBS3.
Oh no, it's a lot. Sorry, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm trying to
It's important.
compile.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
important stuff.
So the,
So
so
should-
the cartel bombing, like that being unethical.
Should we not bomb the cartel?
I mean, I feel like that.
We should
When he
we
said
should
that-
Oh,
completely evaporate them from the face of the earth.
I was gonna
We
say,
should
I think it was
cartel the cartel.
Cartel the cartel. Fill their do cement boots.
cartel, the cartel.
It's my personal opinion that the cartels are one of the single most evil organizations on the face of the planet right now.
And similarly to like Venezuela, I think one of the cheapest, safest for our American troops, one of the safest ways to get rid of them is to bomb them. I mean, that'd be
Yeah, peace through strength.
yeah, exactly.
The main reason why I think that is the trafficking of child sex slaves. I mean, that's like the worst thing that you could do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The thousands,
and
they're
all-
doing it,
And they're doing it in the hundreds of thousands.
We know a lot of these larger cartel. The cartel organizations, many of the more powerful ones, have control in the Mexican government. Anytime a politician publicly speaks against the cartel, they get killed, and a lot of them just get killed right in the middle of daylight. There's tons of videos. Two, a lot of these cartel organizations are working with a lot of terrorist organizations based out of Europe and the Middle East. So there's circulation of weapons, sex trafficking, all that. So it's a big axis of evil,
share a
essentially.
border with them.
Exactly. It is America's number one enemy. Just like Europe has with Russia, our enemy is the cartel because we share our entire southern border with them.
Oh yeah. If I mean, here's like a little experiment I guess we could do. If we could get rid of either, in the anti-American Russian government, the anti-American Chinese government, or the anti-American cartels, what would you guys choose?
Wait,
I would choose
repeat
the
question?
cartels.
I would choose cartels.
So if we could, so
The Cold
say
War
you
was
were a
pretty
genie
peaceful.
or whatever, you could make anything happen. You, but you only have one wish. You could either wish for the anti-American Russian government to go away, the anti-American Chinese government to go away, or the anti-American cartels to go away. What would you choose?
I mean, the only one I actually know anything about would be the cartels, so it's the only bad I know about.
Okay.
So, my input, I agree, is let's go back to the Cold War. The entire Cold War was us and Russia having who could do what first. It was relatively
Like
peaceful.
land on the moon.
We'll digress.
Which, you know, biggest flex ever, America landing on the moon. No questions asked.
Supposedly.
I love this guy.
Allegedly.
But the Cold War, all the while, it was scary for a lot of people. When we look at the Cold War, it was really the Soviet Union and America kind of going at it in a very peaceful way. We were building up our armies, but neither side wanted to end a nuclear fire.
Right.
We were just prepared. Whereas the cartels, the terrorist organizations, these are threats that every country has to deal with daily that are killing people, whatnot. The Cold War, while it did kill people through proxy wars, it was something where, you know, the Soviets are big bad. And the Soviets are like, oh, the evil Americans, they want to give us coke, the capitalist pigs. But nothing ever terrible actually happened between us.
We
It was
had to
just
make so many films about it, so many movies about the evil
Russians
with the long hair.
the evil Russians and them, the evil Americans.
Rocky 3
But at the
or 4. Rocky 4.
at the end of the day, we didn't have to really worry about, you know, your brother or your family member being shipped to you in a box cut up, like one of my mom's friends did.
Yeah.
That's like, that is an evil.
Or slipping fentanyl into Halloween candy, or
Having fentanyl across the country
or,
and making
lacing
it very
lacing weed and other drugs with fentanyl, looking to literally cause evil in America, like completely. They're the worst. They're the worst.
Yeah. Any form of organization that rules through simply killing and terror as their only form of control is an organization or group of people that needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. No trial, no questions asked.
Yeah, if you're a confirmed member of one of these Mexican cartels that are doing these things, like, yeah, I mean, I think we should bomb you.
Yeah. You don't deserve the right to exist.
Right. Yeah, you forfeited your right to life at that point.
Yeah.
Like with the things that you've done.
Whereas when it comes to wars like we're seeing with Russia and Ukraine and whatnot, that is something that's more, it's not necessarily evil, it's more of a human thing that we've seen throughout history. A matter of controlling
It's more tragic than it is.
It's tragic.
evil.
But it comes from context of taking land from history or needing resources, whatnot, or simply fear.
Like Greenland.
Greenland.
Which
Greenland isn't a country. Oh, question.
Yeah. So, Greenland, you're not in favor of us acquiring Greenland? Is that correct?
I'm not in favor of him trying to take control of all of these places that were. I don't think Greenland was a problem, you know? And he's saying, we have to take it because if not, then Russia or China might take it. But I'm cool with Russia and China, but they can't have it. So we need to take it. Why? That wasn't a problem before. Why is it suddenly a problem?
I could answer this.
Okay.
So
I'll back off on you. Yeah.
Talking about the bit there.
yeah. And Caleb, if you have anything to say, interject. But one of the main reasons is supremacy over the Arctic. So if Russia was going to launch missiles at us or invade us, it would be through the Arctic Circle because that would be the shortest path. So if you look at the globe, right, it's short. The circumference is shorter at the top than it is around the equator. Mm-hmm. So they would go through the Arctic, and Russia has dozens of Arctic military bases. America has 2, and they're all in Alaska, which is on the opposite side of where Russia would come from. So we do not have any sort of presence in the Arctic Circle. We have some presence, but it's not nearly as much as Russia's. The second thing would be the vast mineral wealth that is in Greenland that Denmark is just sitting on. There's a lot of diamonds there that could make Americans very, very rich.
Rich.
Well, sure, but like by, I mean, if Denmark's just sitting on them, like, wouldn't we want to at least purchase this to American companies, give lots of jobs to a lot of Americans?
I don't know. I don't fully agree with industrialization either.
Okay, interesting. But the third reason would be for the native people there, the Inuits. So the Inuits are not recognized by Denmark to be their own sovereign people. Mm-hmm. Trump has said that the Inuits would get their own special recognition status if Greenland became a United States territory, like Puerto Ricans, like people who live in Guam,
Hawaiians,
Hawaiians,
Yeah.
right? So
Got you.
Eskimos.
Eskimos,
Yeah.
that live in Alaska, they would get their own protected people status, which they do not have access to currently under Denmark. So those are 3 reasons as to why I'm in favor.
Okay. Okay. I can see some of those. So, okay. The first reason you said, basically, as far as why no one else can have it is because it would give them too much access to attack us, right?
Yeah.
But Trump claims that he is cool with both of those leaders, both the leaders that he's worried about attacking us. And then the response of what I know of is one of those leaders, I don't know about the other one, is that they're going to attack if we do this. And on top of that, no one else is agreeing with us. Did you know he's taken us out of 66 global bodies?
What are global
Go ahead.
bodies?
Like
Organizations?
yeah, like global organizations with all the
I think that's
leaders.
great because I believe America's been taken advantage of in a lot of these.
But
in
we're
a lot of
losing
these-
allies.
They weren't our allies to begin with.
So,
I don't.
a lot of these countries that are our allies, they will say, "Oh, we're not going to be allies with you," and then
And
2
then
years,
we'll subsidize their medicine and we'll
Yeah.
subsidize their
And
their
then-
government socialized programs and everything like that.
and then 2 years later, like, actually, hey, America, you're the only ones who can do this, so can we be allies with you again? We have a monopoly on the world, essentially. It's a monopoly.
monopoly?
It's a monopoly of power and trust. Ever since World War II, countries have come to America for the freedom and liberty, or they went their way if they were socialist with the Soviet Union. Soviet Union's dead. We won.
Praise God.
We're still kicking rocks in Ukraine.
And Russia, and you mentioned threatening us. Russia threatened us. You know how many times Russia has threatened America and NATO since they invaded Ukraine?
A ton.
They're
Over
cool.
over 100 times have they said, if you do this, we'll launch nukes. If you do this, we'll launch nukes. If you do this, we're like on the 100th time of them saying this.
Then why would he say, guys, I'm cool with them, but we still need to take this from
Because
them? Why would he just lay it out
Yeah.
there
in,
like
in
that?
case they do, because
Diplo-
they clearly want to scare us, right?
The
They
thing is-
clearly are against us. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
And so-
yeah, he's trying to use a fear factor, but I feel Trump does
With
the
countries
same
like
thing.
Russia and China, which are equals to us,
Well, not necessarily the same thing.
we are the 3 most powerful nations in the world. We want to be diplomatic with them because we do not want anything resulting in war.
Right.
So therefore, yeah, we're going to be chill with them. We're going to have our talks. We're going to have our ambassadors in conversation. We're going to make deals in the Middle East and Africa, who gets what and what. As long as we get something and you get something, we call it fair.
the Alaskan flyover.
Exactly.
That thing was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain things, we do know that Russia and China are our adversaries. They are equals when it comes to global prowess. So therefore, Russia is one of our biggest concerns because they sit so close to us and they're the most openly against us. China is a threat to us mostly because ideology, economically, and there are many countries that we are fully supportive of and they support us that we want to protect. South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. And mainly Taiwan, which China has. I wouldn't be surprised if China Ukraine's Taiwan anytime soon. China's been building
looking that way.
China's been building its military to take back the land,
Yep.
and we don't want that to happen. We have spent
Your social credit's going way down.
it's the negatives. But ever since the Korean War, we have tried to protect Taiwan. We have helped build up their military, their economy, and everything to be a Western power. But they are too small to ever be strong enough on their own, so we are there for them. Therefore, China, already kind of being an enemy of ours because of their ideology, and because of how similar they are in power, they also threaten our own allies. We hold a very strong bond with our Pacific allies. Japan and America hold a very strong alliance. Taiwan and America hold a very special alliance that is not seen anywhere else. Actually, Taiwan is very similar to Israel.
We need their computer chips.
We need their computer chips. and South Korea, which sits with North Korea, which is very well allied with China. Not so much Russia. But the problem is, China and Russia are also strong allies, and with them, Iran is a strong ally. So a lot of the times we are trying. Yeah, Iran. That's ongoing.
That's another huge issue going on right now.
We do want to maintain diplomacy with them because we don't want any war to happen at all. That's the last thing we want. But we have to. It's the hope for the best, expect the worst. We have diplomacy, make sure nothing happens. But it's like the Cold War. We made agreements throughout the entire Cold War with the Soviets, tried to do stuff peacefully. But all the while, we build up our militaries just in case. Because if they shoot first, we want to make sure that we shoot last.
It's the philosophy of talk softly but carry a big stick. It's
Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt. It's be nice, like, be diplomatic with people, but also have a gun on your hip in case they try and pull anything, like in case they try and shoot you, right? You need to have some, Jesus said to sell your cloak and buy a sword. It's important to be able and capable to defend yourself in case people try and enact evil upon you.
Yeah. You should never be equal to your enemy. You should always be more powerful than them.
That's why I'm in huge favor of guns, especially females carrying guns, because it's just the great equalizer.
Yep.
Like if some 6'5", 250-pound guy tried to rape some 5'2", 100 pounds, barely soaking wet female, then if she doesn't have a gun, there's nothing she can do. But if she has a gun, she can kill that guy with literally the pull of her finger. It goes back to that philosophy, though, of you being able to defend yourself is not the same as necessarily being evil.
No, for sure, and I can agree with that for sure. I don't know, I still can't agree with the whole Greenland thing, though.
I mean, the Greenland situation is understandable, one, because there is a lot of, like, why do we actually need to do it? Why is Trump being so aggressive about it?
Like why now?
Right.
But
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
but the first option is still there. We just buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
lot-
we're not really threatening to go and just conquer.
I would totally be against any sort of military
Yeah.
invasion of
Yeah.
Greenland. Like,
we shouldn't be carbon bombing them.
Because if we do attack Greenland, we attack Denmark, which means we attack our own military alliance.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Isn't that what's already being discussed, though, is how he's planning on handling it, and that's why they're
It's-
sending in troops to Greenland for preparation?
no, they're doing that as a show of
So
defiance
all
for
of
Trump
the
purchasing
soldiers-
Greenland. Trump only wants to purchase Greenland.
All of the soldiers that have been sent to Greenland are officers. There is no enlisted. There are no grunts in Greenland. There's only officers. If there's only officers, that means no military action is going to be happening. It's all strategic, all diplomatic. You don't send officers to a war zone.
That's fair. So, do you think that, because back to Trump's original reason being that Russia or China cannot take it, and that's why we have to take it, do we not think that there would be a similar reaction if Russia or China tried to?
There's
Try
nothing.
to
There's
do the same
nothing for Russia to take. Russia already holds a significant amount of land by their own borders alone. All Russia has to take left is the entire Arctic. So us taking Greenland gives us essentially an equalizer.
Just
Denmark,
strategic point, yeah.
because Denmark, NATO,
We'd have Alaska and Greenland, which is
Yeah.
which is Pacific, Arctic.
we
and
just need
Atlantic.
Canada now.
Who would if NATO's willing to defend Greenland
They're
against
not.
Donald Trump? I mean, you say it's all for show, but
No,
like
what
they
what I'm
are.
saying is, Denmark is not establishing any military foothold in Greenland until this happened. There are no military bases in Greenland. There's nothing there to actually protect it.
what?
Yeah, there's only one military base,
That's
and it is a tiny little.
It's mostly it's just a big glacier, really.
Yeah.
The name's very deceiving, and so it is on the map.
Yeah.
It's like the whole
yeah.
I looked up the history of Greenland. It has a funny history.
the Greenland
with the
and Iceland
naming?
thing.
Oh,
yeah.
The Vikings.
The Vikings were
named it
trolls.
Greenland.
They
They basically
purposely-
trolled the whole world.
They were like what 2,000 years ahead of their time.
Rage baiting the entire. Greenland, very good,
Vikings doing Viking
very,
things.
very green. Look how big it is on the map.
Oh, Iceland, very icy.
Oh there.
It's the most beautiful place you've ever been.
Gotta mess with the Anglos.
Great to see a reverse curve all the time.
But yeah,
An hour and a half.
hour and a half. Okay, awesome. Is there? I guess we can. Do we want to touch on Iran right now?
Yeah, we could briefly.
What is there any issues that we haven't talked about that you're a
Yeah.
big supporter of?
Is there?
Socially, foreign policy.
I don't know, I'd really love to talk about my conspiracy theories with you guys, but another time.
Well, maybe we do like a quick round, like a
There's no way. We're at an hour and a half.
No, I got you. 9/11 was an inside job.
why.
Why? Okay, well, I don't have the receipts right now.
All
But
the paperwork.
there was the terroristic
I agree with you. by the way.
insurance thing that was taken out just like a month. Ooh, shit.
Jet fuel.
Oh,
There's a phone on the ground.
Oh,
My
there it
bad. I
is.
was not expecting that. I didn't know an alarm was going
Hey
off.
guys, jet fuel doesn't melt.
That was it was a detonation. I think
Should build the
anybody,
planes out of passports.
the firefighters even say so.
There's a lot of people that were talking about
There-
it.
there's some good
Yeah,
documentaries.
why
on
didn't they
it.
just build the tower out of the
Out of
passport?
passports,
I
dude?
also
Completely indestructible.
believe that Israel was behind it.
Okay, that's something that I am not.
Can we even? Should we even go there?
This is a
Not
whole,
for today, not for
This is a
today.
whole different.
Is George Bush responsible?
Personally, I don't know for sure if George Bush. I've heard that he did, he didn't. I saw the video though of his reaction, so I don't know. You know,
Didn't he act in college?
I don't think George Bush. If it was an inside job,
in college.
yeah, I have no idea.
that was Reagan.
don't have an opinion on it. George Bush was a part of it, but I do think the Israeli government was working with the U.S. government to do this for an underlining reason, or a few underlining reasons. But yeah, I definitely
to
think
get
it
rid
was
of
an
their
inside job.
adversaries in the
We
Middle
should
East.
definitely bring her back into conspiracy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
awesome.
If you would like to do this, we can do a whole conspiracy theory.
I'll find my
Bring
receipts,
Abdallah
and then
too.
that way I
Yeah.
can actually be like, this is
Yes,
this.
yes, we should. Do
Now,
It'd be me, her, and Abdallah on that side. You two on this side. We'd really go at it.
oh yeah, because you're
that. Yeah, this guy's pretty unhinged when it comes to the old.
There's some
Yeah.
Conspiracy
there's some
theories.
Conspiracies that I like to entertain. So.
Okay, but
the Earth is not flat.
One guy.
I agree with that.
One guy that we talked to believed that the Jews sank the Titanic.
What?
That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
wild. Did he have a legitimate reason for it?
It's the Rockefellers.
He had his reasons for it.
The theory it's not super convincing. but
Ever since Adam and Eve, the Rockefellers have been involved in
There's a-
humanity.
the Rockefellers are in it.
What is the thought experiment where it's the simplest answer is usually the correct answer?
Yes.
What is that called?
Hit an iceberg.
Yeah, it hit an iceberg.
At extremely fast
I gotta look
speeds.
this up.
Yeah.
I gotta look
What
this up.
slid against it? That's
Yeah,
That's what's
it scraped it, and then there, and it was so far away from. I mean, it was on its projected path. The captain was kind of
Occam's
pushing
razor.
it.
Occam's razor.
Occam's razor.
Oh, that's right. We talked
Yeah.
about David. Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
It's
Occam's
a thought
razor.
experiment. Occam's razor is a thought experiment that basically it says the simplest answer is most likely the correct answer.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So yeah, if a guy's found dead with a razor by him, what killed him? The razor.
Well, hold on now.
Well, like it'd be like, well, who killed him?
The Jews.
Yeah, but we can agree, a razor was used to kill him.
I believe that's how the thought experiment.
Although I think the razor kind of killed him himself.
Razors don't kill people. Or no, people don't kill people.
Ban
Razors kill
assault razors.
people. Semi-automatic bump stock razor. It's just a Phillips Norelco.
It is.
Fully automatic
It's not a right. Why did Osama bin Laden's assassination take so long?
It's a great question.
They had to make the
Listen, we
story.
need to do these. A whole different.
Yeah.
episode. This
All
is
right.
too-
Yeah.
So how should we wrap this up?
The moon landing is real.
Yes.
Israel. I was kidding.
The moon landing is real.
The moon is real.
Well, Maddie, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
For our inaugural episode, our pilot.
The number one, yeah.
Yeah.
This is good.
This was really fun.
This is way better than the last one.
Thanks for being willing to discuss your views and everything.
For sure. Yeah, hopefully
Yeah,
it's
mad
a little.
respect.
Huge shout out to Gigi for
Yep.
getting
Shout
us
out
in here.
to
Yeah.
shout out to El Jefe, El Presidente, Gigi, one of the goats.
Honorable Secretary of Marco Rubio. Grand Emperor Marcus Rubius.
Marcus Rubius,
Marcus Diaz.
commander of the armies of the north.
Caesar of the Americas.
All right, so Riker, Caleb, Cooper, Pack. Maddie's our guest.
Yeah, welcome to the pack.
Yeah, first episode of many.
Yeah.
Next week.
Hopefully we're going. This is the Don's Early Light podcast. Hopefully we're gonna bring these to you weekly. However, in between those weeks, we'll be doing like tabling events and everything like that. We're hoping to, with donations, begin to buy a camera and stuff so that we can record our tabling events, record both video and audio, and post that for your viewing pleasure.
Which we do have our hats.
Which brings us to these beautiful, beautiful hats. These are our pack hats. They come in both tan and black. If you're interested in donating, we have set the price to be $30. $30. A little steep, but it's for a good cause. If you donate $30, you get a hat. I imagine we'll probably have some sort of link in the description or somewhere, maybe on the screen right now. I don't know. But if you're interested in supporting us, please donate. We're a nonprofit, so all of this money is not going to go into our pocket. It's going to go right back into PAC to make this better and hopefully, change more people's views on political discourse and through that just make America a better place. Does anybody have any closing thoughts?
No, I think we're good. Riker?
No.
Really want to come back to talk about 9/11 being.
We're going to get it all on.
It's a date.
Yeah, this would be good.
Well, do we want to make next weekend strictly exclusively Abdullah, or we want to bring, because he does the conspiracy theories too.
This is an offline chat.
Yeah.
So,
So this upcoming week, I have Sunday off again, the 25th. So
Okay.
we can do this again. We can do Abdallah.
You guys have 2 minutes getting your intro so I can stop recording.
yeah. Well, Gigi wants us to stop recording right now. So,